Hi, I'm Germ, also known as Jeremy Stevens. My life has been pretty easygoing as far as I can remember. I tried to find my niche in elementary. I finally made two friends in middle school. I joined the football team in high school in efforts to fit in. And in college, well, I finally found a group I could call friends. Okay, so maybe this is slightly exaggerated, but in my life, I've found out that being different isn't always so bad. And being who you are is all that matters in the end, which leads me into what influenced my moral development. According to Lawrence Kohlberg, I stayed in the pre-conventional stage for quite some time in my life. I was the kid who always obeyed my parents just to avoid punishment. This picture is a picture of my very strict but loving parents. Being the son of a pastor, my parents preached the Word of God to my brother and I and really helped develop the way I do things and the values that I represent. Religion has shaped who I am as a person, and it has taught me the importance of patience, forgiveness, kindness, and accountability for my actions. Another impactful thing in my life is Butler football. It has taught me discipline, hard work, as well as teamwork. I feel that each of these will help create the best learning environment for my students and will help me go a long way to becoming a successful educator. When it comes to my cognitive development and how I think as a person, my parents and family have had a huge impact. Before my dad became a pastor, he was a teacher, and he told me that he always stressed to his students that the way that you learn is unique to you. Throughout my years at Lawrence Central, Howard Gardner would categorize me as a kinesthetic learner. Physical activity always has to be involved for me to truly understand something, and I would call myself a true hands-on learner. Because I'm aware of my own learning style, this will help me to pinpoint how each of my students learn and what teaching styles will be the most successful in my classroom. I'd say that the foundation of my social development came from my middle school football team. This is where I really began to feel a sense of belonging. This led to building many important relationships on and off the field. Eric Erickson's stage of identity versus role confusion was a stage that I found myself at during this point in my life. I was discovering where I had been and who I was becoming as a person. This led into high school as well as in college. I found that a lot of my friends either played a sport or even more specifically was on the football team. I was beginning to understand that people tend to bond over things that they have in common, which helped me understand the importance of friendships. My personal relationships are one of the most important aspects of my life, and I believe that developing strong teacher-student and student-to-student relationships will create the best opportunity for my students to develop socially. This is especially important since I'll be teaching physical education, which requires the ability to connect with those around you. As for my emotional development, one of my close friends died of cancer at 21 years of age. I'm usually not an emotional person, but during the time of his passing, I learned to let my feelings out. As a teacher, I want to create an environment for students that they feel safe in. I want my classroom to be a place where they can let their feelings out, as I really want to provide a comfort zone for each of my students. My environmental development has been influenced by more than just what has happened throughout my life. The people who raised me, the people I've met, and the decisions I've made all make up my environmental development. One important decision I've chosen to make in my life is to become part of a team, in fact, multiple teams. Being a part of these environments have really shaped my environmental development through the constant support I've given and received from coaches, teammates, and the desire for true fair competition and the need to be the best at what I do, which includes playing the trombone. Without exposure to these environments, I don't know who I'd be today. They've shaped how I want all areas of my life to be, and that includes my future classroom. I wish to create a positive community within my class that speaks clearly of my environmental development. I would say that from the time I was born to where I am now, I have truly developed morally, cognitively, socially, emotionally, and environmentally. My parents, my family, and my peers have watched and helped me as I have been down this life journey. More importantly, I have found out that what I do as a future educator will directly affect my students, my family, as well as my colleagues. I've learned that I represent something bigger than myself. I represent the name that is now permanently on my back. This is something that I hold dear, and I hope that my future students appreciate everything that Jeremy Stevens brings to the table. I hope that all of these pictures represent how I have developed in every stage. Through my life, I've gone in and out of different phases, but all have rounded me to becoming the young man I am today.
Did you realize that you were a champion in their eyes? Yes, I did.